right. We are here. We are live at the Entrepreneur Experience Podcast. Listen, y'all, this is day one or episode one. I'm very excited. I'm nervous, can you tell? But this is episode one of the Entrepreneur Podcast. I don't have no intro. I don't have no outro. Like, we're not there yet. So, you're literally going to be watching me grow and you're going to grow with me because I'm going to get better at podcasting. This channel is going to get better. I'm going to bring on some dope entrepreneurs that's going to be able to tell their story and teach you some things. So we're literally going to grow together. You know how when you go to your family house and they be like, look at you, you're grown up. You, last time I seen you. That's how you're going to feel about this podcast, this YouTube channel. You're going to be like, oh, I remember when you only had 70 subscribers and now you got 1,000, 2,000. I remember when you was only get 50 to 100 views and now you're getting 1,000, 5,000 views. Like, we're literally going to grow together. So I need you here. I need to make sure you subscribe, tell a friend, and let's make sure that we're growing together as we're watching this podcast. Okay. So if you want to be on here, I'm going to have I'm going to have a form for you to fill out. And you can just fill it out. Let me know if you want to be on here and let me know why you should be on here. I'm not accepting everybody. Okay. Don't think just because you know me, I'm gonna let you on because I'm not going to do that. I only want the best. So let me know. All right. So today, day one, I am going to teach you guys a lesson. So as a business coach, as someone that helps entrepreneurs grow their social media and their branding and marketing with their business, I have this system called the GPS system. Okay, let's just talk about that for a second. GPS, when you are going somewhere that you don't know, you need your GPS system, right? So you have to put in the address. And then once you put in the address, it tells you the fastest direction to get to where you're going. So just think about that as far as entrepreneurship. We're all trying to make it to somewhere that we've never been. You trying to make your first 10K month. You trying to make your first 100K year. You trying to make your first 100K day. We've never done that before, so we need guidance on how to get there, and that's the GPS system. Are y'all ready to learn with me? All right. So I have this thing in the GPS system. I started off with the four P's. All right. Your purpose, your positioning, your personality, your promise. Let's talk about that for a second. So, as an entrepreneur, I want you to think about this. What is the purpose? Okay, I want you to think about your why, the purpose of your existence. So, we're going to use this YouTube channel for example. Okay, example of purpose. So, why am I starting this YouTube channel? Like, you have to think about why you're starting your channel. What's the purpose? What's the reason you're creating this content? Like, am I here to motivate you? Am I here just to share videos? Am I here to teach you something? Am I here to entertain you? Am I here to share life adventures and all of that? So, all of those things are different. So, when you're creating your business, your YouTube channel, your Instagram, or whatever it is, you have to think about the purpose. So, the purpose of this channel is to share relatable stories of entrepreneurs and to educate you. I'm a part-time comedian, so I'm gonna make you laugh a little bit, right? So that's my purpose. So when you hear that, I want you to think about what is your purpose? What's your purpose? Okay. The next thing is what's your promise? As an entrepreneur, you have to think about your business and what it is that you promise to the consumer. Domino's. Domino's does not promise they have the best pizza. They promise they're gonna get it to you in 30 minutes or less. They promise speed. They don't promise the best quality. So you have to think about what is your purpose. Fashion Nova don't say we got the best material. They're letting you know we got some good stuff, some good looking stuff, and we can get it to you within a few days. So thinking about your promise, I want you to think about what is your purpose. So like me, in this YouTube channel, I pledge to my viewers that you will get good quality videos. You will get good stories and see some great entrepreneurs, and you will learn. Like, I want you to be able to watch an episode, take some notes, and apply that to your business. So, again, what is your promise? Every entrepreneur need to be able to promise something to their audience. Okay, the next P, personality. Listen, you do hair, she do hair, he do hair, they do hair. Everybody does hair. All y'all have an Instagram. Everybody's only posting their best work. So, my question to you is, how are you going to stand out from anybody else? Your personality. Listen, you have to add your personality to your brand. I just think about this. People buy from people more than they buy from brands. So if you have a great personality and you're a hairstylist and you can showcase that personality on top of the good work that you do, people be like, I want to sit in that chair. Why? Because that personality just seems like we can be very relatable and I can have a good time while I'm sitting in that chair for 3-4 hours. Right? So you have to think about what is your personality as an entrepreneur that you're going to display on social media, right? So again, we're talking about this channel. So I have to think about my style. How am I going to communicate to you? How am I going to make my content unique? Like, am I going to be very funny? Am I going to be serious? Am I going to be authoritative? Like, what's the personality that I'm going to have? I already told you I'm a part-time comedian, so I'm going to be teaching you and making you laugh. That's just my personality when it comes to me being an entrepreneur. So I want you to really think about what is your personality as you are an entrepreneur and you are displaying that to your consumers. Okay? Okay. My last P, positioning. This is very important. All right? You have to think about your positioning and how you place in someone's heart and mind. When someone think about a certain niche, okay? So I want to say, if you think about events, I want you to think about Terry. Or let's say if you think about social media. When you think about social media, I want you to think about Terry Griffin. Why? Because that's the position I want to be in. So now, if I can position myself to be the mayor of social media, then anytime you think of social media, you're going to think of me. So I want you to think about what is your positioning in your consumer's heart. So again, we're going to bring it back to this YouTube channel, right? So I have to think about, how am I different from other people's in my niche? What makes me unique? And what should my viewers choose my content over somebody else's? There's a bunch of other podcasts on YouTube. So how am I going to position myself to stand out, to make people come to me over someone else? So I just want you to think about the 4 P's and write these down, okay? So again, what is your purpose? What is your promise? What is your personality? And what is your positioning? Answer those questions for yourself, and then that's going to help you create content and show up on social media much easier. Now, if y'all have any questions, y'all can go ahead and blow up my comment section, okay? Listen, we're new, so we got to make sure that we're getting the engagement. I want you to engage with me and let me know what it is that you think. Can we do that? All right. So now we're going to go into the GPS system. In the GPS system, you have to think about these 5 things. You got to think about your who. You have to think about your what. You have to think about your why. You have to think about your where. You have to think about your how and your when. So when you think of those things, that will help you guide your business better in this GPS system. So who? Let's talk about that. You have to think about who it is that you're targeting. Like, who are you going after, right? You have to describe who you are going after, because if you're trying to talk to everybody, you're actually talking to nobody, right? This is a prime example. Sexy Red. She not trying to get everybody's attention. She's going to get the attention of her consumers, and guess what? Her consumers are going to buy from her. She know who her target audience is. So you as an entrepreneur, I need you to think about who are you going after. So I'm gonna use me for an example because I like to give examples, right? So me as a business coach, I'm going after entrepreneurs, but I'm going after specific entrepreneurs, right? So I'm going after entrepreneurs who's struggling to create content consistently. I'm going after entrepreneurs who gets low engagement on social media. I'm going after entrepreneurs who feel they can't grow their social media. I'm going after entrepreneurs who need some guidance. That's who I'm going after. So I want you to think about who it is that you're going after. And this is what I heard. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth. A lot of people talk about, oh, I'm for everybody. And it's just you're not. And I need you to understand that because if I sell steak, I can't try to sell my steak to a vegan. They're not going to buy from me. So everybody can't be my consumer. I have a steakhouse. I'm not trying to get this vegan to come to my steakhouse and eat my pork or my beef. Why? Because they don't eat it. So you can't go after everybody. Everybody is not your consumer. You have to know who you are going after, right? So get your ideal client and know who it is that you're going after. So I want you to think about that. Who are you going after? Okay. The next thing I need you to know is what. Think about that. What? What are their needs? When you're going after your ideal client, you have to think about what are their needs? Like, what is your audience looking for? So for me, example, I have to know what type of content that it is that I'm going to be posting that's going to draw my audience in, right? So if I'm going to think about that, like I have to think about the content and I have to think about the information that they're looking for. So, okay, you're a struggling entrepreneur and you're a hairstylist. So I have to think about what type of information can I post that's going to draw you in. So I know my ideal client, they want to grow their social media. So I know that I need to post IG tips and strategies for them. They want to get more engagement. So I know I need to post educational content that's going to help them get more likes, shares, and comments. They want to get more sales. So I know I have to post content that's going to teach them how to convert their content into dollars, right? You're doing all this work, you want to be seen. So I know I need to post content that's going to help my ideal client be seen more. They want more engagement, they want to be loved. So I need to teach branded content. I know what it is that I need to do to get to my ideal client. So you have to figure out what it is that you want, what it is that you need to do to get your ideal client. All right, your why. We hear this a lot. Why? But you have to think about this. Why are you doing it? Okay, I'm going to just be transparent. From my research, I hear a lot of podcasts don't make a lot of money. That's just the research I found. And so if money is my why, then that means I'm going to quit this podcast before it even gets to episode 5 because I ain't made no money. But I know my purpose and my why is bigger than a dollar. So when people say your why can't be about the dollar, that's what they mean because the money not always going to be there. So why are you doing what it is that you're doing? Why are you creating this YouTube channel? Why are you starting this business? Why are you on this Instagram page? Why are you creating this content? Your why is so important. So I'm going to give you examples of my why, right? I want to help my community. I want to help people be successful. I want to be a part of people's stories, right? I know that if I'm around a bunch of successful people, success is going to come near me. So I want to be around those successful people. I'm not going to lie. I like attention a little bit. You feel me? So I don't mind the recognition. Like, shout me out, give me an award. I'm cool with that. Like, I'm not ashamed to admit that. So part of that is my why. Like, I love speaking and teaching and all that stuff. Let me get on the stage at the award ceremony with 2,000 people. I love that. So I know the purpose and the reason of why I'm doing this is to help me achieve those type of goals. and I've never included money. Now I ain't gonna lie, I want some dollars too. I got bills to pay and kids to feed, so I'm trying to make some money as well. But I know that that comes along later. I know that's not happening right off the jump. Now, if you watching this and you want to donate some money or send something to me, I put my cash app below. I ain't gonna tell you no, but I'm not here for it. But I'll take it. So the next thing I want to talk about is your where. Okay, a lot of people don't understand where their clientele is or where to find them. So I want you to think about this. Where is your ideal client hanging out online? That's kind of a tough question, but I really want you to think about that. So I have a friend and they do content to help business owners, right? So they'll go to their place, they'll shout them out and all of that. So a lot of their following is black entrepreneurs. So I know that they hang out on their page. So if they make a post and they have 100 comments, they can't respond to everybody. It'll be people on there asking questions. Guess what I can do? Go to their page and answer those questions. Now, when people are looking at the comments and they see me answering the questions, they're going to be like, oh, this person seems knowledgeable. They're going to click on my page, see all my good, consistent content, and then they're going to start following me. But I can only do that because I know where my target audience is hanging out online. Like if you're in a gossip, if you got a gossip blog or maybe like some type of, maybe you're doing a YouTube channel about like trending topics and stuff like that, relationship topics. I know I can go to the Shade Room or a Spiritual Word page, and I know my target audience is going to be on there commenting because I talk about gossip, trendy stuff, and they post that type of stuff. So now I can go on that page and start talking to people in the comments to grow my Instagram page. So you have to know where your target audience is hanging out online and go engage with them. And it don't have to be Instagram. Facebook is still the number one social media platform in the world. TikTok, I know people hitting it on Pinterest. So you just have to know where to go find them. All right. Know where your target audience is hanging out online. Okay. The next thing is how. You have to figure out how your target audience like to be served. Do they like short videos, 15 seconds, 3 seconds? Do they like long videos, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, like short captions, long captions, carousels, live? We have to start thinking about how our target audience like to be served. If your target audience like the picture of you walking by in your dress and it's a 5-second video and you got words on the screen and they eat that up, then you know how to serve your audience. If your audience like for you to get on the camera and talk the talking head and teach them something for 30 seconds to 45 seconds, then you know how they're served. But you have to test these different methods out to see what your target audience like, and then what gets the most engagement. Double down. You got to double down on that, okay? So know how your target audience likes to be served. Okay. So the last thing, we're going to go there. The last thing is when. It's a hard one. Sometimes I get this question a lot. When should I post? What time should I post? What's the best time to post? I don't know. You have to figure that out. But the only way to figure that out is by posting and to see if you post every morning, every afternoon, and every night. And you do that for a month straight and you see like, oh, my morning post does the best. Then you know when to serve your audience. They like breakfast more than they like lunch and dinner. So you have to think about that. I'll give you a trick. If you know a lot of your audience is 9-to-5ers, then they'll scroll in bed before they get up and do anything. They'll wake up, pick up their phone, scroll before they feed the kids, before they brush their teeth, whatever. The next time they'll scroll is lunchtime from work. They may sneak a little bit, scroll at work. But then after they get off work, they get the kids, they get home, they eat dinner. Now they back in bed scrolling. So I know the times that they're doing this type of stuff, so I know when to serve my audience. So you just have to test it out, because if you go on Instagram, they're going to give you a generic time, right? You can go to analytics and going to say, hey, 6 in the morning, 9 in the morning, 12 in the afternoon, 3 and 6. They're going to give you these generic times, so they're telling everybody at the same times to post. You have to figure out what's your best time, because I travel a lot. I have a big Atlanta audience, but I'm in California. They 3 hours ahead of me. So if I post at 6 o'clock in the morning, my time, a lot of my people still sleep. But Atlanta is 9 o'clock in the morning. They up. So I know I can post at 6 in the morning. My Atlanta people gonna see it, and when my California people wake up, it's gonna be the first thing on their timeline. So I got my strategy planned on when to post. So you have to figure that out. But the only way to figure that out is by testing the waters. There's no like real correct answer, because everybody is different. All right. So that is my GPS system. All right. You got to know your purpose, your personality, your positioning, your promise, right? Then we got to know all of the who, the what, the why, the where, the how, the when. You put all of these together, you will have a great strategy and structure for your business. Guess what? I'm done. Nah, listen, I can't afford these mics. I'm not gonna really push them over, but I'm done. Okay, first episode in the books. We're done. I'm excited. You're excited. You're watching it. We doing our thing. Okay, listen. I don't know when you're gonna see this, but the Entrepreneur Experience podcast, I'm telling you, we're going to be the biggest podcast out here. That's my goal. If you look behind me, the Entrepreneur Experience is happening July 26th and 27th. This is my second annual conference, and this is the biggest one I'm doing. And we're only going to grow and get bigger and bigger every year. If you're seeing this before July 26th, 27th, I need you to get a ticket and come. All you got to do is text EMC to 55444 and get your ticket and get in the building. If you're seeing this after, then make sure you're following this podcast and you're up to date, and then you bring your ass next year. Okay? All right, y'all. I'm out of here. I don't have no intro. Maybe doom 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 boom. I don't know how it's gonna end, but we gonna fix that and we gonna get it some type of way. I'm telling you, by episode 20, we gonna have an intro song, an outro song. I'm gonna have dancers in between, like all of that. All right, we gonna get there. We not there yet, but I gotta figure it out. If you got some advice, hit me up and let me know. I'm an open book. I'm a student to the game. All right, I'm out of here. I see y'all later. Love y'all. Peace.